Good morning and welcome to the Splash Live Greater West Bloomfield's only local morning show, giving you exclusive access into people, businesses, and events in our community. We're bringing you this show live daily, weekdays at 9:30 a.m. with your host, me, Maddie Muschin. Before we dive into today's show, every week we highlight someone, an educator, student, business, or organization from our Greater West Bloomfield community going above and beyond. If you would like to submit an entry for someone, you can scan the QR code on the screen, fill out the short Google form with the person's name, their contact information, and reasons why you think they should be recognized for our Person of the Week. Now let's go check out what's going on in our Greater West Bloomfield community. The first event we want to look at is the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society Open House on Sunday, March 13th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Orchard Lake Museum. At this open house, you can see exhibits and videos about the F4 tornado that damaged dozens of West Bloomfield homes and businesses on March 20th, 1976. During this open house, you can learn about this important historical event in our community history and enjoy a newly reopened Orchard Lake Museum with new exhibits. This event is free and you can contact the Historical Society or visit their website at gwbhs.org for more information. Our next event are some ongoing events at the Connect Center in West Bloomfield. The Connect Center at Orchard Mall has a ton of great events and activities for our seniors in our community. Some of those events coming up are their Counterfeit Detection Talk with Jennifer Day, counterfeit technician with the U.S. Secret Service Detroit Field Office. At this event, you will learn about counterfeit detection, and after the program, you're invited to prepay for a boxed lunch at Connect from noon until 1 p.m. Pre-registration is required, so you can do that on the wbparks.org website. On March 10th, they will also be having their basic life support for healthcare workers. This is a blended learning course with both online learning portion and a private hands-on session with an American Heart Association instructor. After registration, a link to the online portion will be sent to the participant. The online self-directed component includes simulations, animations, and interactive activities which may be completed before the skills session you plan to attend. All participants who pass the written exam and the skills test will receive a current BLS provider card. Our last event we want to look at is the Silverlight Game Nights. This event is perfect if you're looking for something fun to do this winter. Whether you go alone or with friends, the Silverlight Game Nights are a great way to socialize safely with your neighbors and friends. Silverlight Game Nights take place every Wednesday when there is not a Silverlight board meeting in the community center. Game night will start at 5:30 p.m. and will go to about 9 p.m. at the community center. This event is open to all Sylvan Lake residents. You're welcome to bring any games that you wish to play, whether they're card games, board games. They will also have mahjong and euchre tournaments there. You're also welcome to bring any family and friends that you wish to play with. If you have an event you would like us to feature here on the Splash Live, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. Coming up, I'll be talking with Sheila Nittman, who is the Connect Membership Manager at West Bloomfield Parks. But before that, it's now time to look at our Person of the Week. This person has committed herself to making sure that the businesses in Greater West Bloomfield get the support and networking they need, especially throughout the pandemic. Suzanne Levine works with other leaders in the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce to create interactive and educational events to make sure our community members thrive. Let's go check out now why we named Suzanne Levine our Person of the Week.
Our Person of the Week this week has committed herself to the Greater West Bloomfield community and the businesses that are a part of it. Suzanne Levine, Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, works diligently to make sure that throughout the pandemic, businesses are still able to network and connect through their virtual events and programs.
Well, we have like a vision, and usually there are things that I've planned, whether it's our leadership breakfasts, our awards breakfasts, our health fair. We've reintroduced our Cup of Connections, where now we're going to be doing this on the second Friday of every month, where we're inviting our chamber members to open up their business and allow people to come in and network. I think there is a need from the community to want to have some in-person events. So, part of it is just, laying out a plan and then seeing what resources I need to make sure that these plans can be executed properly.
During her time as the executive director, Suzanne has implemented 3 specialty groups within the chamber: the Senior Resource Group, the next BIG, or Big Thing, and the Women's Inspiration Network. She dedicates her time to help support small to medium businesses and connect them with the resources they need to grow and thrive in our community.
There's so many more benefits than just being a chamber member. I consider myself a business matchmaker, so I love when I can make a connection between two partners. So this is like such a great way for businesses to collaborate for mutual benefit, and it doesn't cost them any extra money, but it's just a way for them to hopefully do some business with other businesses and spread the word.
Suzanne also works with the other members of the Chamber to put on great events that allow our community members to socialize safely with each other, including the Health and Wellness Fair and the Leadership Lunch. These events allow the members and business owners to branch out and learn new things that they need in order to get involved with the community. Her commitment to the greater West Bloomfield community and passion for business matchmaking is why we named Suzanne Levine our Person of the Week.
Thank you to Suzanne Levine for the work that she does in our community to make sure that our business leaders are supported, and for always joining us on the Splash Live to talk about the amazing things that is coming up in the Chamber. Later on, we'll be looking at a staple restaurant here in Greater West Bloomfield that provides quality house-made food and house-made beer. But before that, we'll be talking with Sheila Nittman. She is the Connect Membership Manager at West Bloomfield Parks. All that and more after this short break.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm Maddie Mustian. Joining us now is Sheila Nittman. She's the Connect Membership Manager at West Bloomfield Parks. She's here to join us to talk about her position as well as the benefits of having a membership at the Connect Center in West Bloomfield. We're going to talk about some of their cool programming as well as her position. Sheila, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you for having me.
Sheila, could you first start off by explaining to us your role as the membership manager at the Connect Center at Orchard Mall?
Sure. As the Connect Membership Manager, I manage all the communication with our members that we take care of on a weekly and monthly basis, whether that be a special email that they receive once a month or breaking news, like when we reopened after the pandemic. I'm the person that takes care of all that communication and, of course, one-on-one conversations with our members. Another special thing that we offer for members is a birthday club, and we send them a birthday card on their birthday, and it's taken off like we never expected that people would enjoy this program so much that they're remembered on their birthday. So that's another thing I take care of.
Sheila, for our viewers who maybe are not familiar with the Connect Center in Orchard Mall, could you tell us a little bit about what the Connect Center is and some of the things that they're giving to our senior members in our community?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking that. It's a really special gathering place for our seniors. It's dedicated for our seniors in the West Bloomfield area. Of course, non-residents are also welcome to join in programs and become members for a little bit higher of a fee, but still nominal. Memberships are $15 for an individual from West Bloomfield and $25 for a couple, and it's $25 and $45 if you're not a resident. But most importantly, it offers a space for our seniors to gather and visit and connect with one another, whether that's through our programming or sometimes just they come and want to visit. They come and get a cup of coffee. They stay. We had Punchki Day on Tuesday, and I was so tickled to see that so many of our seniors stayed for over an hour to 2 hours after they picked up their punchki and just visited with one another, introduced each other, met new friends. It's nice.
Sheila, can you tell us a little bit about the advantages of having a membership at Connect, especially for those members here in our West Bloomfield community, but also maybe for non-residents in West Bloomfield?
Sure. The advantages of having a membership are twofold. First, it's going to save you money, especially if you take advantage of our drop-in programming, which normally would be $2 every single time you came to some of those drop-in programs. And some examples of drop-in programs would be open game room or ping pong. And if you pay $2 every time you come to one of those programs, and that program is 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to add up to $15 pretty darn quick. So that's the first advantage. But even more important than saving money is how it's supporting our community. It is showing the commission and our township, our municipality, that a senior center is very, very important to have in our community. And we have dreams to have even a bigger senior center. So the more members we have for $15 a membership, it's only going to show all of the residents of West Bloomfield how needed this gathering space really is.
Sheila, you talked a little bit about some of the fun activities that you guys have there. There are some workout classes as well as those drop-in game room times. Could you talk a little bit about some of the educational programs that you guys have? I know during Black History Month you have the Love Yourself Wellness While Black event, but could you talk about some of the programs that you guys have on a monthly basis that are educating the seniors and helping them?
Absolutely. We have a special Mindfulness Monday program, which concentrates on a different area of self-help and wellness, taking care of ourselves, different themes. In our winter guide, which I have handy right here, we have a special senior section, and it will go over all the different educational programming we have. You mentioned the counterfeit program we're having, in a bit, but we have sometimes it's learning. We'll have a program on, trying to prevent falls and working on your balance. Sometimes it'll be someone coming in to talk about Medicare, and especially around that sign-up period, which was a couple months ago. Let's see, you kind of put me on the spot there, Maddie. I'm trying to think of, we have so many different programs. It's not just physical. We have a veterans meetup. So while that's not educational per se for all of our, all of our participants, it really is healthy for the veterans to be able to share their stories.
Yeah, and that winter guide has all of the programs and the dates and the signups. So if someone is interested, they can go and check that out on your website. Sheila, during the pandemic, these seniors were probably the group that was most impacted by the pandemic, both physically, also mentally, not being able to get out of the house and socialize with their loved ones. Can you talk about the importance of having the Senior Connect Center, especially during the pandemic?
Yes, it was a big success when we opened Connect, and we were only open for 3 months, and then the world shut down. And we were very, very, very concerned about our customers, and we made a lot of effort to reach out to them, even though we couldn't host them here in the building. We initiated a lot of creative parking lot programs where we could still communicate with them, but safely, outside programming. We made personal phone calls to all of our members, checking in on them. And still, when we reopened, to see how jubilant they were to be able to come back and return, I think that everyone appreciates it tenfold now that we're back than they even realized it before we had to close down. And people talk about how they're just so happy to be having interaction with us as employees, with each other. It's been a relief.
Sheila, as we wrap up here, is there anything else you wanted to share with our viewers about the Connect Center and how they can maybe get that membership or try out some of those drop-in programs if they're interested?
Yes, absolutely. So we are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, and we offer a coffee service. Some of our members just stop by in the morning to say hello and come get coffee. You can sign up for a membership here at Connect during those business hours. And I'm here usually Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So if I'm not here, one of my colleagues will be able to help you. You can also sign up for a membership by calling our phone number, which is 248-451-1900. And one of the customer service reps can help you over the phone with that membership if you want to pay with a credit card. But we love to have visitors stop by. We'll give you a tour. You can try it out for the day with a daily pass. We won't charge you if you'd like to come to some of those, check us out. And two things I want to mention, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have a hard time finding us. We are in the Orchard Mall, but not accessible from the mall. So you'll see a big WB Park sign above the door, and we are on the north end of the mall next to Mathnasium and the kitchen store. So it's a single entrance exit. You cannot get to us from the mall. And secondly, I just want to mention that we're hiring. We'd love to have you work here. If you know a neighbor, a friend, a granddaughter, a grandson that would like to maybe work at Connect or at WB Parks, we are hiring.
Well, Sheila, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was such a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Once again, I was joined by Sheila Nittman. She is the Connect Membership Manager at West Bloomfield Parks at the Connect Center in Orchard Mall. I got to stop by a staple here in Greater West Bloomfield that is bringing the feeling of community and house-made beer and food to the area. CJ's Brewing Company, located off of Richardson Road, is the perfect place to gather with friends. I talked to the Assistant General Manager, Tyson Forrester, about why you should make CJ's your go-to restaurant.
Calling all beer fanatics and lovers of local restaurants, CJ's Brewing Company has all the beer and homemade food you could dream of right here in Greater West Bloomfield. We visited CJ's and talked to Assistant General Manager Tyson Forrester about their history and the food and beer they serve.
Well, as far as CJ's is concerned, we were started back in 1997. For probably a majority of the early 2000s, we were number 5 in the state for beer production, which is saying a lot how small our brewery is. We actually have a brew pub license, which allows us to keep a full liquor bar, as well as our brewing process. So we do a lot of fun stuff. Our top 5 is our normal Golden Lager American Wheat VAT 33 IPA, Lower Straight Stout, and our Rich Hag Red that we have. We always have at least 14 to 16 taps, and everything is made in-house. We do have a few domestics that, believe it or not, we end up having to throw some of them away because they fall past the date because our beer is so good. What I will say about our beer is it is true to the type of beer. Like our Lower Straight Stout, it doesn't have a lot of big, I call them foo-foo flavors for me. My husband likes Neapolitan Stout from Saugatuck Brewing Company. I love our Lower Straight Stout because it is a stout and it's not thick. So you can have more than one and not feel full. We have a scratch kitchen, so everything down to the sauces, down to the doughs is made in-house, which I think wrapping that around the fact that we have so much good beer works well for us.
We also asked Tyson how the COVID-19 pandemic impacted CJ's and the rest of their staff.
Throughout the pandemic, we had a lot of people that were very nervous about what was going on in the real world, Information came in spurts. One of the big things that I preached from day one was, all of the rules and regulations that the health department has put us in, we already do that. So you don't have to learn anything new other than, triple the amount of times that you might wipe a door handle. And that was our focus. A lot of people were affected differently. They reacted differently. I know a lot of our fellow restaurants were really, really affected by the shutdown with what happened with COVID-19 and then, the increased restrictions that the restaurant industry held.
Tyson also talked about his love for the greater West Bloomfield area as well as what the community means to them.
I always tell everybody we're far enough away but close enough to be there. You know, we don't have the hustle and bustle that you see if you're shooting down Woodward from Birmingham all the way to Detroit. There's pride, there's a sense of pride whenever you say, you know, I live in West Bloomfield. I don't ever feel like ashamed or upset.
If you're looking for a place to eat that feels like a community, CJ's Brewing Company in Greater West Bloomfield is the place for you. Reporting for the Splash Live, I'm Maddie Muschin.
Thank you to Tyson Forrester for giving us some insight into CJ's Brewing Company. The love for West Bloomfield and their patrons is off the charts, so make sure to stop by and check out their expansive list of beers and great food. It is now time to check in with the Assistant Superintendent for Learning Services in the West Bloomfield School District, Scott Long, to talk about his position in the district as well as some exciting things that they have going on. Scott, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you today? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. Scott, could you just first start off by talking about your role as the Assistant Superintendent for Learning Services and about some of your responsibilities in the school district?
Absolutely. So my role as the Assistant Superintendent for Learning Services is very simple and clear. My job is to support learning and instruction throughout the entire district, through all of our core classes, our elective classes, and to make sure that all of our kids have a phenomenal learning experience K through 12. And ways that we do that is we support in terms of curriculum development, curriculum evaluation. One of the other things that I do is support our leaders throughout the district in terms of how they manage and operate and inspire their schools to continue to grow. We support leaders at various levels throughout the school. So it's a really exciting opportunity to be able to be in this position.
Scott, the West Bloomfield School District is participating in Schools of Choice for the 2022-2023 school year. Could you explain to us what Schools of Choice is?
Yeah, Schools of Choice is an opportunity for families that are not residents of the West Bloomfield School District to apply and enroll in our schools. In terms of our School of Choice applications, there's limitations on what we have available. So one opportunity we have is at the K2 level for Doherty and Gretschko Elementary. Any family can apply for Schools of Choice there in the Oakland County area. They don't have to be a resident of West Bloomfield. And what we have is no criteria for that for K2 at Doherty and Gretschko, but it's a lottery-based system. So families go to our website, they go to School of Choice, apply School of Choice, there's an application process, and then there's a lottery system for their child to be able to get in. That's one way to get in. Another way to get in is through our Roosevelt Kindergarten STEAM program. So this is a little bit different than our K2 at Doherty and Gretschko. Roosevelt has a unique STEAM experience with some interdisciplinary project-based learning experiences for our kindergartners. And so families can apply for this. It is criteria-based, which means there is an assessment that our kindergartners take, and that's lottery-based after that if the kids meet the criteria. And our third opportunity for School of Choice is at the high school level for our STEAM programs 9 through 12. And this is an opportunity for kids to apply. It is criteria based, so there are some assessments that the kids take. We also look at their grades and their attendance at their previous school. And this gives them an opportunity to enroll in our STEAM program at the high school level, which begins with a really cool experience called a class called Project Lead the Way, which is an introduction to an engineering and design thinking and opens up an opportunity for them to go through our engineering pathway at the high school.
Scott, for Schools of Choice, how does this impact families that are not part of the West Bloomfield School District as well as benefiting the West Bloomfield School District?
Well, I think for families that are not part of the district, they have an opportunity to be a part of a world-class school system. Our teachers and principals are second to none. We do a phenomenal job. I think one of the things that we do so well is connect with every single student in terms of who they are as an individual and really just connecting with them on a personal level so that they can feel comfortable and safe to learn and thrive academically. I think the unique offerings that we offer throughout our school district that sets us apart from other school districts. So families that are not a part of our district have the opportunity to be in this experience. And it's advantageous for us because we always welcome students that are going to help improve our learning community. It obviously helps our other students learn about other kids that are coming into the district. So it's a great experience for all of us.
Scott, for people that are maybe looking to apply to be a part of the West Bloomfield School District, what would you say to them that West Bloomfield will offer that another school maybe in Oakland County doesn't have certain offerings that they're looking for?
Yeah, I think one of the things, and I touched on this a little bit earlier, is our pride in terms of the different pathways and doors that students can walk through. So when you look at it from the high school level, when, if students have that opportunity to get in, there's an amazing partnership and medical mentorships that we have. There's co-op opportunities. There's internships where our students are able to be on site with professionals and learn about careers. There's about 23 to 25 APs and honor courses offerings. We have an engineering academy. Our arts program, they're second to none. Our business and programming programs are phenomenal as well. So we have all these different pathways and choices for our kids so that they can find their niche and be successful and be ready for life after high school. I think another big piece that sets us apart is just the attention that we're going to show to each child and the relationships that we're going to build with them.
Scott, applications are open now and they're being accepted until March 9th. If someone's looking for the application, what is the best way to find that?
The best way to find that application is to go to our website, wbsd.org. As soon as you go to that, there's a school choice link that you can click SOC, and the application is right there. You can't miss it.
Scott, as we wrap up, is there anything else you wanted to share either about these schools of choice and the application process, or anything else that's fun going on in the West Bloomfield School District?
Yeah, I think another thing that I didn't touch on that I'd like to, in this current school choice window, we do not have Lakers Online available as an option to apply, but coming soon in May, any family that wants to enroll school of choice and apply for our Lakers Online program, they'll have that opportunity as well. Lakers Online is K through 12. It will be a criteria-based school of choice offering, and it's all online schooling, which is a mix of synchronous and asynchronous instruction from West Bloomfield teachers. It's a really cool experience. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Oakland Early College. Students can apply in Oakland County to be a part of Oakland Early College, and they can reach out to Morrison Borders if they're interested. But the cool thing about Oakland Early College is kids are in dual enrollment. So they're enrolling in high school courses and college courses at the same time, and the college courses are free. So what an amazing experience there. I also have to mention, as we look at our district, one of the most exciting things is we have a brand new middle school opening up next year on Orchard Lake Road. I was actually in the building yesterday just checking it out, and it is an unbelievable place. And our kids, our middle school students, are going to have a wonderful opportunity to learn in a state-of-the-art facility that'll be second to none.
Well, Scott, we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Maddie. I appreciate your time.
Once again, I was joined by Scott Long. He's the Assistant and Superintendent for Learning Services in the West Bloomfield School District, talking about schools of choice as well as some of their other great programs that they have in the school district. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you again to Sheila Nittman and Scott Long for joining us this morning to talk about some of the great programs that we have here in West Bloomfield. A special thanks to our Zoom producer, Jared Clark, for coordinating the Zoom and making sure our guests joined us. As always, a big thank you to Calvin Brown, our board operator, for making the show possible each and every morning. And thank you for joining me as we explored all the people and events in our greater West Bloomfield community. As always, you can make sure to tune in live on Civic Center TV, on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99 Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. to catch up on what's going on in our greater West Bloomfield community. You can also watch our show every morning on My Michigan TV. It's a new streaming service that covers all of the great people and events happening around Michigan. You can either head over to mymytv.com or download the My Michigan TV app on your smartphone or smart TV. You can also check out all of our archive stories and interviews by visiting civiccentertv.com and also our YouTube page. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Kego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Muschin. Thank you for watching The Splash Live.